Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a while since we've been on here. I want to give a couple of quick updates. One on the car and two on something else that we've bought. So, as many of y'all know, I had ran the car, it's been 2 years ago. The last time at the True Street, 2020 at NMRA in Bowling Green. The car went 1053, the first time ever at the track, on like its third or fourth pass. Hit like 131 mile an hour. It was heat soaked. I ran a 30-mile cruise. I knew it had a little better in it because the car doesn't have an intercooler. So with that being said, as the intake temps increase, the way the tuner has it, it pulls timing, of course, for safety, for detonation. It is only 85, so I'm not too worried about it, but I knew that it was like an 87 to 89 degree day that day. I knew it had some more in it. So we went back this past weekend to Beach Bend, loaded the trailer. I loaded on the trailer. I did take it on the trailer just due to the fact that if something did break, it's an hour and a half each way. So I didn't want to pay a tow bill when I do have a trailer. So we towed it down with my other Lightning. We took it down there, and the car did phenomenal, I think, for what it is. I mean, it's still full-on street car. We went down there. I put my new time up here, but my last best pass, in 2020 was that. And then I added about 4 degrees of timing this time. And it was a cooler day. It was in the high 60s, low 70s. And that's what it went this time. I'm pretty happy with that. I don't think I'll be chasing for 9s right now. I think it'll probably go a 9, but not real concerned about that. Like I said, it's a true street car. I don't really care how fast it is at the track. It was fun. I went with a neighbor down the street and a couple of his buddies, and we all raced. And like I said, it was just a good time. But what I really got on here about, give an update, me and my dad, and we go in quite a bit on different cars. So this time we picked up this 2002 Ford Lightning. As you can see, it's silver. It's a nice truck. It's got some, I didn't really know all the differences in the 2001 to 2002. My 2001, it doesn't have keyless entry. This one does. Just minor differences here and there. This truck has 180,000 miles. It was posed to us as a blown up motor. The guy we got it from, to be honest, really didn't know much about the truck. Nice guy, but just honestly didn't know much. There's a lot of receipts in here. It had a step back in the garage so the wind doesn't get in our way here. It had 130,000 miles when they replaced the motor. He told us that it was driving one day and then it just blew up. I had a sneaking suspicion that it may not be blown up, that it might be the most common issue, which is throwing a plug out the head. They spit plugs every now and then. So anyways, we loaded it up. We gave $6,500 for it, the way it sits, which in this market is pretty cheap. It has a Beltec 2-inch drop spindles. It has a lowering spring kit on the back. It's not as low as my white Lightning, but it is lowered. It has air motive gauges inside. It has an AFR gauge. It has lots of little things. It has I don't know the pulley setup, but it's an aftermarket pulley tensioner setup. The truck is super clean on the outside. Interior is really nice. The only issue with the interior is the seats, which is pretty common on these. I'm looking at what we're gonna do with them. They're not terrible, but they are pretty worn. So the interior wise is great. It's just that. So I got to figure out what I'm gonna do about that. It does have, I think these are pretty good looking wheels on it. The 2000, I think they're 2001 and up. It has smoked headlights and tail lights. It's gonna need some cleaning. It's set for 2.5 years. So long story short, we brought it home. I got to looking in the number 1 cylinder. It had the spark plug out and the cool pack was broke. We went ahead and cleaned all that out. We time started it. Takes about an hour to do that. We time started it, put a new spark plug in it, tightened everything down, waited 24 hours, and it fired right up. Motor sounds good and solid. It has an aftermarket intake. It has aftermarket mass air, aftermarket pulley setup, a 4-pound lower pulley, cat delete, and I think like maybe a Borla or MagnaFlow muffler. Truck sounds good. Has an aftermarket transmission pan, and it definitely has a shift kit. The guy I got it from, he really didn't know much about the truck, but when he goes into second, you know, it hits pretty hard. So it's definitely not a stock transmission tune. It was tuned in 2016 by Lee Blankenship with this motor in it. And it made 385 and 525 at the tires, which is pretty good, honestly. I think the truck is going to clean up well and be pretty stout truck. It's a good investment, I think. But here's the dyno sheet from 385 and 526, and that was in 2016. There's a stack of maintenance here. This guy had ball joints, uppers and lowers, and different tensioners and pulleys, and this grill. And I mean, he kept a receipt on everything he did to it for the last 5 or 6 years he had owned it. But again, everything seems to be okay. It was running super good the first 2 days, and then right now I'm battling a surge, and I believe that it's just old gas that had 3-year-old gas in it, nearly 2.5, 3-year-old gas. We'll see if that clears up, but otherwise, motor sounds great. Seems tight, shifts good, drives good. So I'll be doing some more updated videos as we go. Like, comment, share. If you have any questions, let me know. And again, thanks guys.